Now, can you guys hear me? Oh man, I done wasted 6 minutes of my stream, man. Oh man, I done wasted 6 minutes of my stream, man. Not knowing that it wasn't recording me, guys. Wow, that's embarrassing, and that's kind of tough, man. I'm kind of upset about that. I'm definitely kind of upset about that. But let me again welcome you guys because you didn't hear nothing that I was talking about. And I was sitting up here looking at the screen like, is it recording me? I don't see my voice up here. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what's going on? But, anyways, if you are in the building, because I do see that I got one person in the building, I'd like to thank you for joining me. Welcome to the first podcast, well, post game podcast for the New York Knicks. Yes, I am happy. Yes, I am very, very happy. especially about especially about the win. I gotta say that I'm definitely happy about the win. And it was just a good win for us. It definitely was. It was definitely a good win for us, and we needed it because we got a game against a tough team tomorrow in Indiana. So if this could be any type of a building block for the Knicks, it was definitely a good win. But I would love to thank you guys, for joining me, just, chilling with me right now, man. And, just we're going to try to have a little fun because as you guys know, I'm a straight up and down RJ Barrett stan. You guys know how I feel about RJ Barrett. You guys know how I feel about Julius Randle. But tonight, we're going to celebrate for RJ Barrett. So I want to have a round of applause for RJ Barrett because he did his thing tonight. He started off hot from the field. He got a shot block, but he started off in a good enough space to where the defense knew that they was going to have to guard him. And what made matters worse for the defense was they couldn't guard him. He did his thing tonight. He finished with 32 points, 2 steals, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He had 2 turnovers, but sometimes it could be unforced errors that, bring players to that. So I'm not even going to knock him for the 2 turnovers. But overall, he was 11 for 20 from the field, 7 for 8 from the 3-point line. Do you understand me? When Tibbs said what he said to RJ took that personal. I'm pretty sure RJ been in the gym since Tibbs said what he said. The way the offense ran today is the way that the offense needs to be ran all the time. Nobody got no time for no ISO play. Nobody got no time for you to be holding the ball for 30 years. People growing gray hair on their beard, waiting for you to pass them the ball. This is not how you play basketball. It's not. What we played today was good basketball. The ball movement, not sticking in one person's hand, elevating your teammates, sharing the ball. Sure, when it comes for time for a couple of ISO plays, sure, we're okay with that. But the ball movement showed me of what the Knicks could be. If you guys have been tuning into my channel for some time now, you remember in the beginning of the season what I said. This team is capable of dropping 60 on you every night. Why? Because they had multiple players that's on the starting unit and the bench unit that are slashers and dashers. Excuse me, slashers and passers. That's what we saw today. We saw ball movement. That is what's going to make the Knicks I'm telling you, Big Task. Easy work, Nick Pride. And that's another thing. We have to be able to beat the teams we are supposed to beat. There's no reason teams under 500 should be beating the Knicks. The Knicks have enough firepower, enough energy, and enough defense to where they're supposed to be able to take out teams that's under 500. And I'm not saying that the Knicks, that some teams, don't have, nights where they're going in, or your team may have an off night. What I'm saying is teams that we are expected to beat, we have to go in there with the expectation of beating them and making them play our game. Because when we make teams play our game in the way we play, teams tend to fail. And that's what's going to propel the Knicks to be a very good team. The team that most of us thought we would see. You get what I'm saying? So if they are beating the teams that they are supposed to beat, and then not only that, putting forth the effort to beat the teams that they don't think will beat, the Knicks will be really good. Right. No reason teams should under 500 should beat us, because we should be a better team than that to let teams under 500. And I kind of was feeling some type of way. And no, I don't want to be nitpicky with the Knicks, but I was kind of feeling some type of way the way they was letting McDermott go off in the first quarter. I, I'm glad that they stepped it up and ran him off of that 3-point line, even though he got a couple of go in the second half, but mainly they kept him off of that 3-point line. And I'm glad that they kept Forbes off the 3-point line too, because he was ready to go in. But I didn't like that they let McDermott go off in the first quarter, and I was happy when they got that under control, because the Spurs is not a high volume shooting 3-point shooting team. So there's no reason that they should come in and beat you with the 3-point shot, because that's not their style. They in and out, but they're mainly a mid-range to layup type of team. And I also didn't like the Knicks turnovers in the first. But I think the turnovers was caused by our ball movement and how well we were moving the ball. Sure, you're gonna fumble some passes sometime. You're gonna turnovers are gonna happen, just as long as they're not excessive enough to hurt your team. That's what matters. I mean, you could have a turnover, but if it's not to the detriment of your team, then you're doing good within yourself and you're really helping your team out. But otherwise, that was the only pretty much the only thing that I could really nitpick about that I didn't like that the Knicks did. I love that they was able to use the second quarter to build upon the lead and then come out hot because we've seen usually the Knicks don't play good in the third quarter. This has been a a a thorn in our backside for how long now? So by them coming out in the third quarter, and you thought that maybe the Spurs was going to go on a little run because they try to come out and get on fire, but the Knicks slowed that up quickly. But more or less, let's talk about my boy R.J. Barrett. You guys know that I've made plenty of videos about giving the keys to R.J. Barrett. And I just want to say that not necessarily give him the keys as take the keys away from Randall and make this RJ Barrett's team. I mean it in the sense of let RJ Barrett run rampant. Because when RJ Barrett runs rampant, it benefits the team. Because that gives not only Julius more you know, open lanes and open opportunities to be able to score and do what he got to do. But that also gives Evan Fournier the ability to be open at sometimes. Because RJ Barrett, if he doesn't have the shot, he's going to pass it. This is what RJ Barrett does. But I think that they came in with the mind frame, and I got to tip my hat to Tibbs on this one. I think that the Knicks came in with the goal of letting RJ Barrett go off. They knew that they wanted to let RJ Barrett attack the majority of the game. Why? Because he's young and they play Indiana tomorrow. And RJ Barrett is most likely going to be ready to go tomorrow. Now, if Julius Randle would have expended his energy too much, or Derrick Rose, or even Alex Burke and Evan Fournier for that matter, if they would have expended their energy, that would leave us vulnerable for tomorrow's game. But RJ Barrett is young. So he gonna recover from that. He gonna get on that plane and go to sleep, hit that hotel, go back to sleep, wake up in the morning, and he's ready to go again because he's young. When you're young, you could do that. Not saying that these guys are that old, but I'm just saying RJ will be able to recover faster than a Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, and those guys. And I hope that Mitchell Robinson is good from that tailbone. That looked ugly. And I'm glad that he was, able to come and hit his free throws and continue to play. But you got to think about the effects that that's going to have on him tomorrow. So I hope that he'll be able to be good with that. It seems like our bigs, they are injury prone. They always going down. I really that's one thing that I've noticed about the Knicks, that even if they did, amp themselves up and become a very dominant team, that is something that will continuously worry me throughout the season. And that's the health of our bigs, because they're constantly on the ground, they're constantly grabbing their knees, they're constantly looking like they're hurt. I mean, it's just too much, guys. But we got to tip our hats to RJ Barrett, because they gave him a game plan and he went with it, and he succeeded at it. And that's the only thing that I ever want RJ Barrett to do, to play a certain role and succeed at it. And for that matter, it don't hurt that he dropped 32 tonight. So hope, and you want to know, I gotta tip my hat to Julius Randle too, because Julius Randle did not force it tonight. He didn't. He did not force it tonight. He played within the offense. He let the game come to him, and he capitalized off of it. He didn't try to ISO too many times to where it was hurting the team. He had his few moments, but that's when that you heard Tibbs call the play out for him. And I could respect that because we were up in the game and there was a breakdown in the offense. And sometimes he'd get the mismatch. So I liked it that at certain times. But overall, Julius Randle played a good game of basketball. And that's what I want to see. And what makes it even better, he started going off in the third quarter and continued on throughout there, kept us afloat. So he did eventually catch on to where he was able to make his baskets. Evan Fournier, on the other hand, he did not have a good game. What did Evan Fournier finish with? Evan Fournier only finished with 7 points. And I want you guys to know this too. If Shout out to Lawrence Tears. I said this earlier on Lawrence Tears. When Julius Randle doesn't score above 20 points in a game, the Knicks tend to win. And why is that? Because he's mainly passing the ball, getting assists. And what did he finish with tonight? He finished with 8 assists tonight. He's getting rebounds. He usually finishes with about 11 to 13 rebounds, but he only had 7 tonight. And he didn't shoot a high percentage of shot. He was 5 for 12, but that's not that bad. Plus, he had his 3-point shot going on. He wind up going 3 for 5 from the 3-point line, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. We got to get that up. And I leave that to the refs. You guys already know how I feel about that. You done seen my videos of me talking about the refs and how they cheat the Knicks, but we're not going to get into that. What I want to talk about is what Julius Randle did. He let the game come to him, and he played within the offense so much to where it didn't hurt the Knicks. And we got to see other players really go off. And that's all that we ever want to see from Julius Randle. We don't want to see you isolating the ball and teams picking off your pass or making you take a bad shot. And I'm not saying that he's not liable to miss a shot. That's not how I feel about Julius Randle. What I'm saying is when he doesn't force it and he's going to the rim, he's not trying to chuck up 53s in a game or 50 mid range fadeaways in a game. You get what I'm saying? Falling off balance. Those are bad shots. When Julius Randle is driving to the rim, to either get the dunk or the layup. Not saying that he can't shoot, but when he drives to the rim, Julius Randle is way more efficient. He more efficient, and he and his overall basketball IQ is better. When he's not holding the ball, when he gets the ball and he passes it off, look at today how every time he got the ball, what did he do? He passed it right back to RJ Barrett. And what did RJ Barrett do? He attacked the rim. If he couldn't get it in the rim, he passed it out to get a better shot. This is what the Knicks have to do. I preach this time and time again on my channel. You guys already know. I've said this time and time again. The Knicks, if they use continuous ball movement and don't isolate with Randall, the Knicks are a good team. And nobody's saying that it could be a day where your shots isn't falling. Okay, that comes with the game. But when you continuously use a ball, when the ball is not sticking to one player and everybody is getting touches, you wind up getting an open shot. And you always want to do that when you're in a game. You always want to take the best shot for the team. And what happened today? Julius Randle didn't hold on to the ball for the whole entire quarter. And what happened? He was able to move the ball and pass it on. And what happened? We got scores out of it. The overall efficiency of the team was great. We shot 47% from the field, which is okay. It could have been better. But guess what? We also shot 47% from the three. Why? Because we had a lot of open shots. And that's all you can ask for. We went 18 of 38 from the 3-point line. Awesome numbers. We had one quarter that they beat us, and that was the fourth quarter. They beat us. They scored 28 points, and we only scored 26 points. Throughout the game, it was tied in the first with 28-28. Then we went on the 34-28. Then we went on the 33-25. You get what I'm saying? Why did that happen? Why? Because the Knicks finished with what? 23 assists. And that's not garden numbers like, let's say, the Warriors or Phoenix and a lot of these teams that's in the upper echelon of assists. But that's a good enough system assist for you to know that the Knicks was not holding on to the ball. And this is the offense that the Knicks need to continuously play at. And that's why I would say that yes, this offense will work. The offense that we played with tonight is the offense that we should play with for the rest of the season. Because as long as we play with that offense, it may not if it's it may not be your night that night, but it's another person's night. You never know who may go on. Tomorrow, it might be Evan Fournier that might drop 30. You get what I'm saying? So as long as we continue to move the ball and not sit up there and live and die by Julius Randle, and I'm not trying to throw shots at Julius Randle. Don't let me for 1 second make you think that for 1 second that I'm trying to throw shots. I'm actually bigging Julius Randle up for the play that he had today. Well, tonight rather. It was beautiful. And that's something that I always want to see from Randall. I don't want to see you ISO with the ball. I want you to see you moving the ball and letting other people get their shine and you get your shine too, because you're the leader of this team. I want you to lead by example. I love his defensive play. I think he had one steal. How many steals did he have? Randall had a steal and a block. He was +7 tonight. That's awesome to me. The Knicks' overall game was awesome to me. But I'm not going to drag this out, guys. I just wanted to uphold my end of the bargain. I told you guys, if you guys ask me to, jump on the live and, after the post game, I wanted to do that for you guys. But, I want to get to these interviews and trust and believe. I'm going to be making some more videos and I'm going to be doing some more shorts. And don't forget, man, if you're new to this and you're viewing this, whether you're viewing this now or you're viewing this later on, at the end of this broadcast, if you're new to the channel and you like my work and you like what I'm doing, I ask that you support and subscribe. My only goal is to try to reach to 1,000, 1,000 subscribers. We at 333, so we want to get that up to where I could monetize my channel. That's the whole end goal, to be able to monetize my channel and to be able to make this channel better for you guys. That's my whole dream, because I love talking about the Knicks and I love bringing this, info to you guys, and I love getting you guys input. So as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how you feel. If you feel that this was a good, solid win for the Knicks and that this is the type of basketball that the Knicks need to play continuously throughout the season, I want you to make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe. If you don't feel that way, hit the like button and subscribe anyway, for the simple fact that you came to my channel and you viewed my video. And that's what I definitely want to thank you guys for. And I want you to always remember to lead by example.